What's going on, guys? My name is Rhydon and welcome back to another episode of Rhydon Hobbies. In today's episode, we're going to be painting an Adeptus Custodes, the leader for my Custodes Kill Team. Now, I have already painted the other two Custodes for the Kill Team, which should be popping on the screen, blam, now. And as you can see, I kind of gave them a black base coat, and then I dry brushed them in gold to try to give them an effect, and I added a little bit of detail here and there to try to make them pop. But with this one, I wanted to go for something different since this is the leader of the kill team. And there's not a whole lot I could do as far as making it like not gold. I wanted it to still be gold. I didn't want to do so many weird colors. And they are all the same model, since basically it's the only model you can use in kill team if you want more than one unit. So I am opting instead to try base coating this one with my Stuart Semple Mirroriest mirror paint, which I had seen in other videos. Other people have said is a little bit difficult to paint over and layer, so I decided I would try a few things to see what worked. So we're going to start by painting the base here. As you can see, I'm going for purple because I wanted something to contrast the gold of the Custodes with. Then I'm going over it with azure and layering up to white, and then on top of all that I'm going to add a coat of null oil to kind of give it a brickish texture. I really want it to look like gray cobblestone bricks. So I'm kind of going in, I'm detailing all of the bricks right now with my azure paint to try to get it all to look more cohesive. I'm leaving as much of the purple out as possible. I want the purple to be mostly coated with the null oil, so there's a little bit of it that still seeps through, and try to get the effect I'm going for. Since I didn't want to just throw purple haphazardly onto the model itself, since, you know, obviously purple and yellow contrast, I didn't want it to be too much, but at the same time I wanted to do it. And you can see I actually recorded myself doing multiple of these bases at once to try to show you how I did the effects here. So going to some of the previous ones, I dry brushed the blue on instead of painting it in, but the effect is more or less the same during each attempt, but the important parts are going to be the highlighting in white and the null oil coat. The white highlights on each of them I did still just dry brush. Alright, so now we're going to get into coating the Custode himself, and we're going to be coating that in the Mirroriest mirror paint, like I said, give him a nice chrome texture so that we can make him like extra shiny and bright, because I wanted this one to really stick out and look like the leader of the kill team. I did just get these from the normal Custodian box from Horus Heresy, the Custodian Guard Squad. And I took the Shield Captain's left hand, the one that's holding the sword, so that I can kind of detail them on this one, whereas on the other two, they both have the swords kind of at their waists, because I wanted this one to look extra dynamic. I really want them to pop. So I'm going in, trying to get as much of the silver where I can as possible. If I can't get somewhere with the silver right now, obviously that just makes for some shading later, because I did give it the black wash first. But I really wanted to shine as much as possible once I get the gold onto it, which proved to be a task. People weren't kidding when they said that it was difficult to coat these guys in silver, like and then paint over it. But I think I managed to do something pretty cool with it, and I'm overall very happy with the result. If you follow me on Twitter, I've been hyping this video up for a little bit because I am super excited about it. I love the way these guys turned out, and I'm happy to share it all with you. So far, out of the 2 tests I did with the Mirroriest mirror paint, I really like the way that it looks. I like the way that it turns out. I've heard it's not too different from some of the other chrome paints and washes that you can get from other paint companies, and that, you know, the expense of the Stuart Semple mirror paint might not be worth it for miniatures, but I have gotten a lot of use out of the bottle, so I'm pretty happy so far. I've got one more test I want to do, and then I'm going to be painting some AdMech, which I've got a very cool color scheme that I'm super happy to bring to you guys. It's a little bit different. And then I'm going to probably paint those orcs after that, but we will see. We'll see. Those orcs are going to be in the backlog for a little bit, no matter what. So I'm starting to try to give different coats to the model to see what really works. I tried kind of a yellowy, orange, and red coat on the foot, and as you can see, it kind of looked like mixed ketchup and mustard on a hot dog. It did not look good. So I tried some straight yellow on the arm, and that didn't work either. So I painted back over it, since I didn't layer too thick. There was nothing that really clogged up any details. And then I decided I'm going to paint the hair first, get out of the way. So on each of these, I painted the hair red, just normal Vallejo flat red, and then I draw brushed it with gold. And then I figured, since I'm dry brushing gold, I could try it on the armor, and to my surprise, it actually gives it kind of a unique look. It actually shows up in ways I wasn't quite expecting it to. Since, you know, trying to paint over it didn't really look that good. I wasn't expecting dry brushing to look very good, and I did have to... It wasn't really dry brushing per se. I had to put a lot more paint on the brush than I normally would, but the effect is still roughly dry brushing, and you can see it falling from the base there. But it looks really good as I'm testing it out. Unlike some of my other videos where I show you the whole painting process from beginning to end, I opted to cut this one off at a certain point and go in and opt for a grand reveal, because I really want you guys to see the final product as it is complete. But as you can kind of see with some of my working process, I'm adding the gold on, and then I'm seeing if I could add any details. I'm trying a little bit of normal oil to see if I can get anything to pop. I'm trying a few things as far as layers, because I'm trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. I painted the eyes red so that, you know, they're nice and vibrant and they pop. Take a drink every time I say the word pop, by the way. But I'm trying to add some details, some little bits here and there to see what sticks. Overall, this is actually like a really frustrating process. There's a lot of things I tried that didn't work the way I wanted to. Some things gunked up and pooled in ways I didn't like. And you can kind of see me going back and forth, and you can see a lot of little quick cuts here where I have to try new things because I'm not happy with quite what's happening, and I'm trying to fix things real time. And so we go to this cut here where I've got my background is completely shifted, but we're trying to fix some of the details, trying to get him to look better. And like I said with the Necron video last time, there were a few times here where I thought, wow, this is the details are just it looks metal, it looks heavier than it is, but it's still just normal GW plastic. I decided to do his braided cord in red, and I'm doing some of the like leather straps in obviously like a leathery brown, and then I go ahead and give those a couple washes over as well. I paint most of the jewel details red, which if you looked in the picture on the other ones, I did in the chrome silver, so that they would all kind of mirror one another. And I'm pretty happy with them. So let's go ahead, and we're going to go ahead and get right into the grand reveal. And there he is, all of his glory. I did my best to keep the details popping and layer them up in a way that I was happy with, and I tried to make the base not look terrible, but also still look good. And I think he has a majestic appearance, definitely worthy, I think, of defending the Emperor. And I really like the way it turned out. Here he is with his comrades, the other custodians. Like I said, I gave them a black base coat, and then I dry brushed the gold over them in order to make them kind of pop a little bit more, and then I painted their details in the chrome silver instead of the red that I used on this one. So thank you so much for watching, and be sure to live strong and ride on.